So, you've got the world's most famous value investor, a guy who built an empire on buying forgotten, bargain bin stocks. And he goes and makes this massive bet on one of the hottest tech stocks on the planet. It just makes you wonder, right? What in the world does he see that maybe we're missing? Well, let's dig in and find out.
Okay, so this quote really puts it all in perspective. I mean, Buffett's whole deal, his entire philosophy, is built on finding these incredible companies when nobody else wants them. But Google? Unloved? No way! It's a star player in the Magnificent Seven, and it was actually the top performer of the whole group this year, jumping almost 70%. This move just feels, well, it feels like it goes against everything he's ever taught us.
And listen, this wasn't just him dipping a toe in the water. We're talking about a huge, high-conviction move. In just the third quarter, Berkshire Hathaway scooped up almost 18 million shares of Alphabet's Class A stock. The price tag? A jaw-dropping $5.7 billion. That's not a test run. That's a massive statement.
So that's the big question we're trying to answer here, right? What did Buffett see? And to get to the bottom of it, we've got to look beyond the hype, get past the headlines, and really dig into the fundamentals. And you know, a good place to start is always with the money.
All right, section 1. The first piece of this puzzle, it's all about Google's sheer financial firepower. I mean, this isn't just a company that's growing. It's a company that is printing money at a record-breaking pace.
Get a load of this. In the third quarter of 2025, Alphabet didn't just have a good quarter, they had their first ever $100 billion quarter. Over $102 billion in revenue. That's a 16% jump year over year. The scale we're talking about here is just, it's almost hard to wrap your head around.
And it's not just about the money coming in the door either. Look at this chart. That revenue is flowing straight to the bottom line. Their net income shot up an incredible 33%. And that other bar? That's the Google Cloud backlog. Think of it as guaranteed future income, money that's already in the pipeline, and it's grown to $155 billion. That tells you their growth isn't just happening now, it's locked in for the future.
But wait a minute, numbers like that don't just magically appear, right? So what's the engine driving this whole machine? Well, the answer comes down to 2 letters, AI. See, Google isn't just a passenger on the AI train, they're pretty much conducting it.
And this chart here, it really shows you the bigger picture. We're in a market that is just throwing money at companies leading the AI charge. You can see it clear as day. The AI-native companies are soaring, leaving everyone else in the dust. And where's Google? Smack dab in the middle of it all.
And we're not just talking about buzzwords and hype here. The numbers are real. Google's AI features are already in the hands of over 2 billion users. Their AI search mode, it's got 75 million people using it every single day. And get this, the number of searches on it doubled in just 1 quarter. Plus, their brand new Gemini 3 model is getting massive praise from big names in the industry, like the CEO of Salesforce. This is real-world momentum.
Okay, so things look great. But this is exactly where an investor like Warren Buffett would pause and ask the tough question. That's great, but can you defend it? In a world as crazy and fast-moving as tech, how do you protect that success? And that leads us perfectly into one of Buffett's most famous ideas.
See, Buffett isn't just hunting for good companies. He's looking for impenetrable fortresses, castles that are surrounded by these huge, deep moats that are almost impossible for competitors to cross. And when you look at Google, well, its moat is one of the biggest in the entire business world.
So what the heck is a business moat anyway? It's actually a pretty simple idea. It's just a sustainable competitive advantage. It's that special something that lets a company protect its profits and market share for years and years. Honestly, finding companies with these moats is the secret sauce to Buffett's success.
And Google's moat is like a 4-layered defense system. First, you've got its sheer scale. I mean, with 92.5% of all internet searches, every single search just makes the engine smarter, which brings in more people and the cycle just keeps feeding itself. It's a powerful network effect. Second, the brand. The word Google is literally the verb for to search. Third is their intellectual property, that core search algorithm that they've been perfecting for decades. And finally, and this one is kind of wild, its regulatory position. You know your moat is deep when the biggest sign of your dominance is that governments around the world are calling you a threat to competition. Now that's a risk for sure, but it also screams just how unshakable their position is.
Okay, so let's pull all of this together. We've got the incredible financials, we've got the leadership in AI, and we've got this massive business moat. When you line it all up, Buffett's bet start to look a lot less like a risky tech gamble and a whole lot more like a classic buy-the-book value investment. At the end of the day, it really boils down to this simple formula.
You take the insane financial firepower of a record-setting company. You add in clear leadership in a world-changing technology like AI, and then you wrap the whole thing in one of the deepest, most durable moats in business history. And suddenly, yeah, this isn't some crazy tech bet. This is a Warren Buffett investment through and through.
And this, right here, this concept of the capability realization rate, this is what really ties it all up with a bow. The idea is really simple. Lots of companies talk about AI potential, but how many can actually turn that talk into cold, hard cash? Buffett isn't betting on the AI hype. He's making a very calculated $5.7 billion bet that Google has everything it needs, the moat, the scale, the know-how, to actually realize that capability and turn it into profit.
And that really leaves us with one big final question, doesn't it? When arguably the most careful, disciplined, and successful investor in modern history makes a move this big right into the heart of the AI revolution, well, it's a huge signal. It makes you wonder, and it makes all of us ask, is AI a revolution we can no longer afford to sit out?